Yo, what's up everybody? Joey Mayo here with KBT Realty. I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about a couple things that I've been thinking about lately. And I've been seeing a ton of videos about buying versus renting and the pros and cons of each one of them and yada, yada, yada. Number one, let me start off. Obviously, I am biased. I'm a real estate agent and an investor. So I think that for the long term, it is smarter to buy. However, I do believe that renting has its place and it's also its advantages. If you're moving to a new place and you don't want to buy, fine. If you don't know that you like that place, maybe it's not right for you to buy. If you think about your long-term wealth and you're like, well, no matter what, even if I do buy, then I'll just rent it out. No big deal. Get a property management, be hands-off, and you can make money long-term like that. If you're planning on buying a property and living there 2-3 years, turning around and selling it, it might not make sense because if you're in a hot market like now and we can just bet 100% that the market's just going to continue just to keep going up and up and up, then yeah, maybe buy and you might save some money off the top. But as of a normal market, most likely you'll end up either breaking even or just absolutely just losing a couple $1,000s. So, maybe if you're only staying in the property 2 years, rent, and that's completely up to you. But so I keep seeing these things though, saying like, oh, if you rent for $1,000, here's what you can afford. Okay, well, see, the cool thing about that is that yes, if you rent for $1,000, maybe it's not the cool thing, but your landlord is making money off of you. Okay, so what that means though is that your landlord's mortgage is lower than your rent. Okay, so he's paying his mortgage, he's paying the taxes, he's paying the interest. Then if he's a smart investor, he's actually already budgeted out for, okay, I'm going to take 10% of this and set it to the side for repairs, vacancy, just any expenses that pop up on the property. Okay, so they're not only making money off of you, paying off their mortgage and gaining equity every single month, they're also setting aside money for repairs and then hopefully making some profit also. Okay, so here's what I propose, and you can be a proponent of buying, you can not be a proponent of buying. I really don't care. But if you are renting and you're looking to buy and say you rent every single month at $1,000, if you're happy with your quality of life at the place that you live and you currently pay $1,000, okay, so if you pay $1,000, and we already talked about your landlord's mortgage is less than $1,000. So you don't have to take your $1,000 and go find a home where your mortgage principal and interest is exactly $1,000. It just doesn't make sense. If somebody else has already bought it and you can pay that $1,000 with your mortgage interest, taxes and expenses and their profit involved in that, why can't you go and buy a home? Your quality of life can just stay the same. So it's a lateral change. It doesn't have to be, okay, I'm renting an apartment for $1,200 a month or $1,000 a month. Now let me go find a house that's going to be more expensive or even the same thing. Buying a house could actually save you money every single month that you could either just put it in your pocket, reinvest it, save it, pay off some other sort of debt, credit card, whatever, and just start to gain wealth that way. And if you're in it for the long term, if you don't mind being a landlord, because most of the time people are going to move. I think the national average is every 7 years people move. People look for a new home, they upgrade, they downsize, whatever. But if you're planning on staying somewhere, or if you just plan on gaining some wealth and getting a tenant in there, then it can make sense to just buy. And if you're going to move, then move. But that lateral jump, the quality of life, if you're happy with your quality of life at $1,000, there's no reason that you can't go out and buy somewhere where your mortgage is going to be $900, $800, $700, and your quality of life is going to be the same. And so that's the biggest thing is when it comes to this is what you can afford for $1,000. Yeah, you can afford that, obviously, because you've been paying it for a year or however long you've been there. But you could also just take that money, that extra money, and have a mortgage which is cheaper. I take a video and just talk about what you could be doing with your rent, and just whenever somebody says, okay, you've got $1,000, here's what you can afford at $1,000 a month. You don't want to do that. Okay, you want to make sure that you can cover those expenses, and with that $300, if you're looking at $600-700 mortgage, you want to make sure that you can cover the expenses for whatever happens in your property, because trust me, things are going to happen. We had to replace a hot water heater. We just had one of my really good friends, he's a contractor, he was just here today fixing all kinds of little stuff. just all around the house. Some shingles flew off and whatnot, but I mean, it's a very scary topic when you talk about buying a house for the first time. But ultimately, once you pull the trigger, it just gets easier and easier, and you just learn so much during the whole process. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. This video is way longer than I wanted it to be now, so I might do some cutting, whatnot, editing. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate you guys checking this video out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. I'm gonna just be doing some more videos just talking about different things in the real estate market, what a real estate agent is, what we do, how you become a real estate agent. So any questions about real estate investments, let me know. I may or may not know the answer, but I'll surely find out for you guys. But I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Bye.